This week on MotoMan, I bring together generations in celebration of Japan's sports car. Years. It's been 40 years since the Z revolutionized not only Japanese cars, but the sports car world. So it's high time for a celebration. The thing is, anytime you have a celebration, you never know who you're going to meet until you get to the party. Those of you that know me know I'm a big fan of meeting car designers. But today we get our first repeat guest on the show. That is Randy Rodriguez.
Hey, MotoMan.
Welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming to my studio. Saved me the trip down to San Diego.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I'm here for you.
You're a giver. That's what I love about you. Now, I'm looking at some cool cars here, and I hear that you have some wonderful show and tell.
Yeah, I bought a killer surprise for you.
I love surprises. Didn't you know this about me?
Who doesn't love surprises? I brought the guy who designed the 240Z.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is the car that made me want to be a designer.
So wait a minute, let's get this straight. A designer brings the inspiration that made him be a designer. You brought him all the way from Japan.
Yeah, he's here just for you to meet MotoMan, be on this show, and tell you a little bit about it.
If this guy's not a giver, I don't know who is. Let's bring him on.
Matsuo-san.
Hi.
I'd like you to meet MotoMan.
Oh,
welcome to the show.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Very good to meet you. Thanks for making the trip to visit us here.
Thank you.
And thanks for inspiring Randy Rodriguez here. Now, I've previously met Randy. I've learned all about his background, how he's loved Zs throughout the years. When he was like this big, we have pictures of him and his dad looking at Zs and playing with Zs. I'd love to find out your inspiration about designing cars, where you came from.
Thank you. I'm beginning 40 years ago.
40 years ago?
Yeah, this design planning. I had the inside here.
Really? So 40 years you had this design in your head?
Oh yeah. My father's design work, I don't know. Maybe design that look like clothing for girls, dressing.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that no. He want going to economy or the others normal study. But my mother understanding.
Oh, your mother understood it?
Yeah.
I see.
So I going to university. My father want an economy study or the other normal study. But I want to going to a design school.
So your dad wanted you to go to business, but you wanted to go to design.
Yeah, but that design section, Nihon University.
I understand.
But,
Japan University.
Yeah. Cannot study automobile design. Is cannot. No teacher, no professor.
So it was like industrial design today. So it's very basic design.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't specialize in transport.
I study myself, everything.
So you were studying magazines and books in English when you were at Nihon University.
But I want to car design, and only sports car is my thinking is very important.
Matsuo-san kind of did this like skunkworks project on his own, and then when Mr. K saw it, it kind of gave him the blessing, and then he asked to make it an official project.
Wow.
So it's kind of a
I'm finding this is a big trend with you, that very individual, from starting back in school when you were living with your parents to the university and now to working at Nissan, everything was very much individual projects for you.
Yeah. So that time, my design is my philosophy, not styling, only not styling. So packaging, all kind packaging, and product engineering, and the other the detail elementary is a very important.
So which one of those would come first, the design or the packaging?
Packaging is very important.
So that's the most important to you, the packaging.
However, the Japanese mankind and the U.S. mankind very different too.
Very much so.
So
yes.
So
maybe we can see that
this
here.
packaging is can using easy, comfortable spacing
for everybody.
Yeah, and designed to basic. So there are the big engine, 6-cylinder engine.
Now, some of the early prototypes, you were looking at 4 cylinders for this,
yeah,
from what I
beginning
saw.
of 4-cylinder, spider or
Yes.
small.
It looked beautiful as a spider.
So.
And then I saw a Targa as well. That was
very
nice.
small engine.
Yes.
But I think coming 70 age is necessary aerodynamic and safety and exhaust air pollution and necessary American highway go dashing and fuel consumption, everything using necessary.
So when you started the idea of this project, before you even put pen to paper, you envisioned this as a car for the U.S.
Oh yeah. Well, I am studying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Only sketching, not necessarily more. 20 model I make the full size model.
20 models. You did 20 models of this car.
So many try, and this car is a basic car.
Yeah.
2-seater coupe. The other is a 4-seater, and targa roof.
Now, so you decided on a couple. You looked at a number of different designs. Now I've seen a lot of designers. I don't think I've ever seen 20 designs for one car. Is that to this day? Is that
no? They don't do that.
They don't do 20.
I'd love to have that. I'd love to have 20 full size.
How many did you do for this car?
Well, we started with the scales, do a few scales from the global studios, and then there was like 3 full-size cars representing.
3?
Yeah, 3 full-size representing each of the major design studios around the world. So to have 20 of this that's.
What's even more amazing is he does it all on a computer. You had to get out there with clay and do it by hand.
Now, very systematic design and producting. Now, every company.
I've noticed that. It seems like there are very few cars out there that are not designed by committee. And then there are cars like this, which says some guy got passionate, got excited about this.
So, that, for example, this car is a very wide fender.
Yeah.
So, engineer want this line here. The easy pressing.
Easier pressing, I understand.
But this deep press is very difficult. What can make here? He asked me. So very difficult to making here. So I dividing this piece.
So you cut this piece off the fender to be able to do the pressing.
My idea.
That's your. So you have a background of both a designer and an engineer.
Engineer. Look
at this guy. This guy's like Superman. He does everything.
So changing a long nose type is a very easy making.
Okay.
However, this piece only changes.
That's it.
Yeah. And this sharp making is pressing very difficult. So what making here? So engineer asked me.
Yeah.
So I want by plastic.
So that makes it easier to mold.
Yeah. I offer to this plastic is do you know FRP? Is a very easy making here. So I going to a company, or a plastic company. So that company making a baseball sheet.
Oh, the seats, baseball seats. Okay.
Yeah. So necessary easy production and mass production very important. So every parts is very easy making this design. Only not styling. And the styling is very important. So all kind of people looking. Oh, sports car, new type sports car. Understanding is my point over styling.
So the whole point was you wanted to make sure the car, people noticed it immediately, but it still needed to be affordable. Matsuo-san, he really took it to a whole new equation. There's so many, I keep on going back to so many new things he tried on this car that you wouldn't, like you and I take for granted nowadays, but back then, just the way this dashboard is shaped, the one piece, instead of it being literally a board, he was saying he didn't want a flat piece of board, he wanted some shaped and molded plastic to get these humps here for the gauges. I mean,
and this is something that you see on the current car.
To this day,
yeah, we still retain that hue.
A lot of the designs that you showed, the early ones were open-top cars. What went into the decision of making this a closed car? Why did you decide to go originally with a closed car?
Yeah, before I beginning open type, but maybe 1970 beginning safety law is very important. Roll over. If we roll over, that time safety space necessary.
I understand.
But open type is very difficult. Only a windshield frame, not strong. But under frame is necessary, very hard, strong.
There were no pop-up roll bars back then. I understand. So that's your marketing hat. You realized that it would sell better with a hardtop based on U.S. regulations.
So that time common sense. Why necessary big hatchback? So usually sports car is a small trunk. Is a common sense. And if you are open type, closed type, Jaguar or E-type or Ferrari, small and Toyota Nissan GT, it's a very small hatch.
Oh, very small.
Yeah. So luggage, only small luggage only. But I necessary a big luggage.
Now, were you married at the time when you designed this?
That time I married.
You were married. So your wife, she wanted storage.
Yes, 1 week food.
Yes.
Necessary to carry on here. So, but I want a big hatchback. So that time usual this hinge. Is usually the other car is a outside hinge.
Yeah, that's very British to have the outside. Hinge.
It's very easy. This hinge, myself drawing and test making this piece.
So once again, your engineering skills.
Yeah.
So you engineered the functionality of a new type of hinge.
Yeah. So I displayed to the engineers. This big hatchback is too heavy.
I can imagine.
So necessary a big spring here. The all kind of cars. Torsion beam spring here.
Too much.
Yeah. So
it wouldn't be a clean design.
I tried to here.
Now, were other car manufacturers doing this kind of?
This is the first time in the world.
First time you had. They still use this today.
Yeah.
He borrowed this design from you.
That was his idea.
That air spring, I call it air spring.
So, did you design the air spring, or did you take it from another application?
I looking movie, news movie.
Okay.
So French fighter.
Oh, okay. Again with the aviation.
Yes, sir. And down to airport.
Okay.
So canopy go up to.
Oh yeah, the canopy that opens up the top of the, so the pilot can get in. It's the same thing. So this came directly from an airplane.
Yeah. So just making a very famous damper company in France, Ducarbon.
Really?
Yeah. So I want coming to a patent.
Wow.
The license I want to use it. So
Oh, did you manufacture this part yourself? Nissan, they manufactured it?
under Nissan Motor Company.
Really?
Yeah, so I ordered. But the engineer, first time looking, so never experiments.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And it's used to this day. But then again, not everybody gets to be selected as this is my design that becomes the iconic car of the company they're working for. It's like your design being picked to be the Corvette, to be the Jaguar XK, to be the Mercedes SL. I mean, this is the role you're stepping in here.
Yeah, I know. I feel blessed. You know, just very lucky.
I mean, that changes your life.
Yeah, no, when the project first started, I was drawing exterior, interior. I just wanted to be part of the program some way.
Yeah.
You know, and that would have been happy just in that way. But for actually my design exterior to be selected for the advanced concept, it's a total dream come true. Yeah. Well, this was the ultimate Z car. So we really tried to get this car as close as possible to this one.
So also same, this look like this bead is looking strong looking.
Actually, Randy, did you tell Matsuo-san your inspiration?
A lot of the inspiration came from sharks, very powerful and aggressive and strong. So I'm glad that comes along and reads through.
And looking eye, headlight is looking eye.
Yeah.
Eye is very
You got it.
sharp looking eye.
So what was it like? You introduce the car. The world goes nuts for this car. They sell a ton of them. What does it feel like that you designed this car and it's all over the world?
Yeah, very enjoyable and satisfied.
I could only imagine how satisfying.
So in the midnight,
At midnight.
Tomei Highway. So I testing driving.
So
myself.
So you add a new job, test driver.
No.
Matsuo-san, the test driver.
My enjoy testing. So midnight, I try to testing go.
Yeah.
So one more model, normal model followed.
Yeah.
This car. So and adding axle on. So behind the long distance.
He couldn't keep up.
No, give up.
He gave up.
The long nose over to 200 kilometer.
200
kilometer easy.
on the public highway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know usual passenger or truck running? So he is passing this inside line. So full brake. That guy is maybe 80 kilometer.
So you're going more than double his speed.
Yeah. Glass going to air pressure going up to about 1 inch.
Really? So a lot of noise.
Vibration. The engine fluid is go up to center this area, 1 inch up.
So you're driving 200 kilometers an hour, the windows are shaking, the hood is shaking, and you're still going.
Yeah. Too dangerous, I believe you.
Do you test drive your own cars today?
My own cars?
Yeah.
Well, I was fortunate to do a little bit of, but that was just for me for fun.
Just for fun, okay.
Yeah. Just
This
to
guy, he does real
go along
engineering.
for I know, he's like a Leonardo.
This guy's like MacGyver of design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. But you came out of it fine.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell your boss you went that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he can't fire you now. So when did you first come to Nissan?
Summer of 2002. Came straight from my Center for Creative Studies in Detroit. Yeah,
So that was your first job out of school?
Yeah.
It's not
pretty
bad
excited.
first jobs out of school, wow.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. Actually, when I wrote in my entrance portfolio to the school before I started school, I wrote in there in my letters saying that I'd hope to one day maybe work for Nissan. And then it happened.
So literally, dream comes true.
Yeah.
Matsuo-san,
Hey.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but not only did a lot of people buy these cars, but you inspired a following. Like you're like a cult rock star. This is one of your followers here. well, you tell him. 17 years, 18 years, you've been a Z fan practically all your life.
Yeah, my dad got a Z car for my brother when he was 11 years old. This car, I would drive my brother and sister like to school every day. Like they were sitting on there.
Seriously?
Yeah, just somebody sitting here usually.
Talk about memories. You really do have memories with this thing. I mean, it's not just your first love. I mean, this thing actually gave you mobility for the first time in your life.
Yeah. No, yeah, the guy's first car. When something as cool as this, I'm not going to forget it.
And how old were you then?
I was 7.
7.
So
you started 7 on your product.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 7 years old, that's pretty much when I just knew of the car and then started to fall in love with it as a brother.
And what was it about the car that got you this excited?
Just the way it looked. Because actually this car didn't even have any floors in it. I have a picture where it's completely missing the floorboards because this is in Canada and they just,
They just rotted out.
Yeah, just rotted out. But just from the way that the car looked, you just fell in love with it. Even when you sat inside, the car didn't even move yet, but just sat inside behind the wheel, even the interior felt very special.
So you fell in love with a car that had no floor and didn't even move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you feel comfortable behind the wheel of a 240?
Yeah. Look at this tiny steering wheel. That's the first thing I do is put I'm like a race car guy. I like to make things racing and stuff. Slam it on the ground. So having that car, that's when I just went nuts for the car. Just being able to drive it because, I was 16 years old and the car felt super fast. It's a quick car, and it just felt super fast. And the way it looked and everything, just I was done.
Did you have any idea when you were 16, driving around in your own 77 280, that you wanted to be this guy designing this car?
It's kind of distant, but I love the car and I love to draw. And I was drawing this. This is probably one of the first cars that I was drawing. I was drawing this, and I was drawing.
So your high school notebook, you were drawing this.
Yeah, drawing Z cars, and actually my dad had one of those customized love vans or something. So I was doing vans too. But yeah, this is like the first car that I started drawing a lot of and trying different things. But yeah, never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that I'd actually work for Nissan or have a hand in this. So
it wasn't even a dream back then. It was just you just love the cars.
I love the car and I love to draw, but I didn't actually think that that could actually be possible one day.
That's amazing. So, when did you first come into contact or know about Matsuo-san?
Just, he said that he approved of the new car.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I hope that I hope that I did something that he would approve of.
He didn't just approve. I mean, he really liked it. He loved that you shortened it. He loved the strength lines you put into it, and saw that you got some inspiration of strength. I mean, he got it. He got your design language that you took from Sharks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just recently.
Gotta think about that one.
Yeah. Well, I know the answer, just because there's that Gortz myth.
Oh, and what's that?
That Albert Gortz actually designed the car, but he had a hand in the 2000 GT.
Yeah.
A lot of people think of Albert Gortz was the designer for this car, when actually Matsuo-san.
It was Matsuo-san. Matsuo-san, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you and hear the real story behind the really what is arguably one of the most iconic Japanese, forget about Japanese, just iconic sports cars out there. I can't thank you enough for coming to the studio and joining us.
Also, same. I am very enjoyable talking with you. MotoMan speaking is very well.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I have gotten you a gift.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. We spent some time with Randy earlier at where he designed this car, the car you inspired him to design.
Yeah.
He has been such a passionate follower of your work.
Yeah.
It led him on a career from sometime being a doctor to now being a doctor of designing cars. And I'd like to present you with a video of his work. You can take this home and you can watch this in Japan and see the prodigy you inspired.
Very thank you.
Thank you very much. Gozaimasu.
And thank you,
Yeah, Matsuo-san.
Gandhi.
Actually, I want to give you a hug.
Yeah.
See, we're all about the love here.
Yeah.
All about the love here at MotoMan. You see that? Big family.
Hi.
Car guys, your world round.
I am a presenter. Z car.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Name pin. Yeah.
I'm gonna look just like you now.
Yeah.
See that? And maybe down here. Let's see what we got. Make sure I get this on the right way without sticking myself. Okay. A little bit of branding. The Z Legacy, 40 years apart. We've got a bit of a test here. We've got Omar Liggett with us. He is the owner of this factory restored. Nissan restored this very car in 1996 to what it is today, arguably one of the nicest Zs in the country. Matsuo-san came all the way from Japan. And while you weren't here, he improved your car. Let's see how much you know your car. What did he improve? Can you see it? The original guy that designed it improved your very car.
You know what, I can't see the detail. I mean, it's improved just by him touching
Just by
it. You know what, I can't tell.
So this guy thinks he's a real 240Z fan. The guy owns 3 Zs and he can't find it. He took a piece of tape. He asked our camera guy for a piece of tape and taped up the bottom to clean it up so you don't see any of the bottom of the body. See that?
Thank you.
Yeah. Arigatou gozaimasu. So how did it feel? You met your inspiration. You met the guy that made you the man you are today.
That's amazing. It's surreal. This car is, is brilliant. This 240Z, and to me, like, every line is perfect on it.
Yeah.
And it's just such a great car, and to actually know that he was more than just a designer. He also helped engineer it.
He was an engineer. He was a marketer.
Yeah.
He was even a test driver. We found out.
Yeah. He's just all around just amazing.
Designer, engineer, marketing man, and of course, stunt test driver. In a sense, Matsuro-san is a design ninja. In hearing his stories about the development of the 240Z, one can't help but think of the term more than the sum of its parts. Or actually, it's converse, the parts. Matsuro-san reimagined things like a fender, a wiper stock, or something as mundane as how a hatchback works. In doing so, he inspired an entirely new generation of designers, guys like Randy. I have to thank my friend Randy for bringing such an amazing party guest to the 40th anniversary celebration of the Z. As a 40th anniversary present to Matsuo-san, we're taking him for a ride in a Packard. Not exactly a Nissan.
Two ninjas, I believe.
Very nice. Have a bit of a celebration. But, tell us what you drive. Tell us. The Q.
That's because my lease just ended.
Yeah. This is the guy that designed the current Z. He drives a Q. He drives it because he thinks it's cool. He thinks it's sort of funky. But in reality, he needs to be driving a Z. He needs to be eating his own dog food.